The world is divided into two categories: those who recognize poison before they drink it, and those who die are confused why their compassion killed them. You have felt this. You helped someone who later destroyed you. You saved someone who showed no gratitude. You extended mercy to someone who took everything. And you blamed yourself. You questioned your judgment. You wondered what you did wrong. But the problem wasn't your kindness. It was who you gave it to. Here is what they don't tell you. Compassion can be your greatest weakness, and certain people are designed to exploit it. They come to you broken. They come to you desperate. They come to you promising change. And you give everything. Your time, your resources, your emotional energy. But nothing changes. The crisis continues. The gratitude never comes. The betrayal arrives instead. Here is the brutal reality. Some people don't want to be saved. They want to consume you. They want to drain you. They want to use your goodness as a weapon against you. And every time you help them, you don't heal them. You destroy yourself. Because they were never looking for rescue. They were looking for a victim. And that victim was you. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. He watched generous princes get destroyed, not by enemies, but by those they saved. He discovered that mercy shown to certain people is not kindness. It is suicide. The merciful ruler who forgave the rebel was overthrown by that same rebel. The compassionate leader who saved the opportunist was betrayed the moment weakness showed. Machiavelli identified 7 types of people, 7 categories of human beings who should never be saved, not because you lack compassion, but because saving them destroys you. And history proves him right. Every single time. In the next few minutes, you are going to learn Machiavelli's Forbidden Rule, the 7 types of people who will weaponize your kindness, the psychological patterns that reveal them before they destroy you. But be warned. Once you see these patterns, you can never unsee them. You will recognize them everywhere. In your family, in your workplace, in your friendships, and you will have to make a choice. Save yourself, or keep saving them. You cannot do both. Most people fail because they believe compassion has no limits. They believe that if they just give more, care more, sacrifice more, eventually the person will change. But Machiavelli knew something they didn't. Some people are bottomless pits, and you cannot fill a void that feeds on your destruction. To protect yourself, you must first understand the 7 types. The patterns that repeat across centuries. The psychological signatures that mark them before they strike. These are not theories. These are observations from 500 years of human behavior. Patterns are so consistent, so predictable, that once you see them, you will wonder how you ever missed them. Let's begin. Type 1. The professional victim. They weaponize your compassion. The first type, Machiavelli warned about, appears in pain, always in pain, and that pain becomes their identity. Picture this scenario. A friend calls you at midnight. Again, they've lost another job. Their partner left. Their family doesn't understand them. The world is against them. You listen, you offer solutions, you connect them with opportunities, you loan them money, you sacrifice your own peace to help them stand. But watch what happens. Every solution you offer has a reason it won't work. Every opportunity you create isn't quite right. Every piece of advice gets met with, yes, but. 6 months pass. The crisis hasn't changed. It's only gotten louder. And now when you suggest they take responsibility, When you hint that maybe some of this is their pattern, they turn on you. You become the villain for suggesting they have power. Here's what's happening underneath. Their identity depends on suffering. Your help threatens their narrative, because if they solve their problems, they lose their purpose. They lose their weapon. They lose the attention and resources that flow from being perpetually broken. Machiavelli warned us. The wish to acquire is indeed natural and common, and men who can always be praised, not blamed when they do so. But when they cannot, yet try to do so anyway, here lies the error and the blame. The professional victim cannot acquire self-sufficiency, so they acquire saviors instead, and drain them dry. So what is the strategy? Stop offering solutions. Professional victims don't want them. Set a boundary. I care about you, but I cannot be your emotional lifeboat anymore. Redirect them to professional help. Therapists, counselors, people paid to handle bottomless need. And understand this. You're not abandoning them. You're refusing to be their next casualty. Modern psychology calls this learned helplessness. The victim role provides secondary gains: attention, control, exemption from responsibility, and your compassion feeds it. They don't want rescue. They want endless saviors. Type 2, the ungrateful opportunist. They bite the helping hand. The second type comes to you desperate, humble, promising loyalty, swearing they will never forget what you've done. Picture this. You mentor someone at work. You teach them everything you know. You introduce them to your network. You vouch for their character when they have no credibility. You invest your political capital to open doors they couldn't touch alone. They rise, slowly at first, then faster. Your generosity becomes their ladder. But watch what happens when they no longer need you. The calls stop. The gratitude disappears. And then one day you discover they've taken your strategies, your connections, your methods, and they're now competing directly against you. When confronted, they don't apologize. They justify. This is just business. You would do the same. They rewrite history. Suddenly they were self-made. Your help becomes invisible in their success story. They used your hand to climb, then bit it on the way up. Here's the psychology. Some people view kindness as a weakness to exploit. They see your generosity as naivety. They believe taking advantage proves their superiority. Your help doesn't create gratitude. It creates contempt. Because in their mind, anyone stupid enough to help without demanding payment deserves to be used. Machiavelli said, "Men are so ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, and covetous that as long as you benefit them, they are yours. But when you are in need, they turn against you." History proves this. Caesar showed mercy to Brutus. Brutus led the knives. The strategy? Vet people before investing deeply. Watch how they treat others who helped them in the past. Do they speak with gratitude or dismissal? Test them with small favors first. See if appreciation shows or entitlement grows. And the moment you see ingratitude, withdraw completely. Don't wait for them to destroy you. Don't give them a second chance to prove they're exactly who they showed you they are. Your generosity becomes their ammunition against you. Type 3, the chronic crisis creator. They live in manufactured chaos. The third type's life is perpetual disaster. But watch closely. The disasters are never random. Picture this. A family member calls. They need money. They made a bad investment. Ignored your warnings. Dismissed your advice. But now they're desperate, and you're the only one who can save them. You help. You bail them out. You explain what went wrong. You show them how to avoid it next time. They nod. They promise to change. They swear they've learned. 3 months later, the same call came. Different crises, same pattern. They made the exact same mistake, ignored the exact same warnings, and now they need you again. But here's what you missed. The crisis is the point. The chaos is the drug. They don't want stability. Stability is boring. Stability doesn't provide adrenaline. Stability doesn't create the drama that makes them feel alive. The rescue operation, the emergency, the attention, the intensity, that's what they're addicted to. And you're not helping them. You're enabling their addiction. Every time you save them, you prevent the natural consequences that would force them to change. You're delaying their education and bankrupting yourself in the process. Machiavelli understood. He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner learns ruin than preservation. Some people need to feel the ruin. It's the only teacher they'll respect. Here's what you do. Learn to distinguish self-created chaos from genuine emergency. Ask yourself, is this the first time? Did they ignore clear warnings? Have they made this exact mistake before? If yes, step back. Let natural consequences teach the lesson you cannot. Say clearly, I cannot save you from a pattern you refuse to change. Codependency research shows that enabling prevents growth. You're not being cruel by letting them fall. You're being honest. And sometimes the fall is the only thing that wakes them up. You're not helping them. You're preventing their growth. Type 4, the envious pretender. They resent your success while using you. The fourth type smiles while seething, praises while plotting, studies you while hating you. Picture this. A colleague constantly asks for advice, career guidance, networking introductions, how you handle difficult clients, how you structure your deals. They seem grateful, respectful, maybe even a friend. You share everything, your strategies, your lessons, your mistakes. You want to help them succeed. You believe rising tides lift all boats. But then something shifts. You notice small comments, backhanded compliments. It must be nice to have those connections. Some people just get lucky. Then you hear through others. They've been undermining you at work, spreading subtle doubts about your competence, positioning themselves as the better choice. When you confront them, they act shocked, wounded. I would never. I'm your friend. But you see it now. Every question was reconnaissance. Every conversation was studying your weaknesses. Every praise was masking envy. Here's the brutal psychology. Every time they needed your help, it reminded them of their inadequacy. Every success you enabled for them reminded them it wasn't purely theirs. Your generosity became evidence of their inferiority, and they hated you for it. Machiavelli warned, benefits should be given little by little, so that they may be better enjoyed. For men forget more easily the death of their father than the loss of their patrimony. Translation? The reminder that they needed you breeds deeper resentment than any insult you could give. Othello trusted Iago. Iago studied him, learned his weaknesses, then destroyed him with precision, all while claiming friendship. The strategy? Watch for hidden envy, backhanded compliments, excessive curiosity about your methods. People who only celebrate your failures, never your wins. Minimize success sharing with insecure people. Don't teach them how you win. Don't reveal your strategies. And the moment you see envy, create distance before they turn your generosity into your destruction. Your help becomes the evidence of their inferiority. Type 5, the moral blackmailer. They use guilt as currency. The fifth type doesn't ask for help. They make you feel evil for not offering it. Picture this scenario. A family member needs something, again. But they don't just ask. They frame it as a moral test. If you really cared about family, you would. After everything I've done for you, you owe me this. What kind of person abandons their own blood? You try to set a boundary. You explain you can't keep sacrificing yourself. But they don't accept no. They escalate. Public shaming. They tell other family members you're selfish, heartless. They weaponize shared values against you. They make refusal feel like character failure, like sin, and it works, because they've identified exactly what you value: loyalty, family, compassion, and they've turned those values into chains. Here's what's happening underneath. Guilt is their primary weapon. They've learned that if they can make you feel bad enough, you'll do anything to stop the feeling. So they manufacture guilt, expertly, constantly. They don't need actual leverage. Your own conscience becomes their leverage. Machiavelli understood. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. For love is held by a chain of obligation which, men being selfish, is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. Translation: appearing virtuous is useful, but being controlled by virtue is a fatal weakness. Modern psychology has a term: darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. The moral blackmailer makes you the perpetrator for refusing to be their victim. Here's how you break free. Recognize manipulation language. If you really loved me, after all I've done, how can you be so selfish? These aren't requests. They're guilt bombs. Refuse without justification. Don't explain. Don't defend. Say simply, I'm not able to do that. And hold the silence. Let them sit with the discomfort of your boundary. Understand this. Healthy relationships don't weaponize obligation. Real love doesn't require guilt as currency, and anyone who uses your values against you has no respect for those values. Your guilt is their greatest weapon. Disarm it. Type 6, the energy vampire. They feed on your strength. The 6th type leaves you exhausted after every interaction, drained, depleted, empty. Picture this. A friend calls, always during your productive hours, always with a crisis, always needing emotional support. You listen, you counsel, you pour your energy into helping them feel better. And somehow, when the call ends, they seem lighter, energized, ready to face the day. But you feel heavy, exhausted, like something vital was extracted from you. And you notice a pattern. They never call to celebrate your wins. They never ask how you're doing. They never reciprocate the emotional labor. Every conversation is about them, their pain, their needs, their drama. Here's the psychology. Some people have externalized their emotional regulation. They cannot process feelings alone. They use others as batteries, offloading negative emotions, absorbing positive energy, and never developing internal resources. Machiavelli would say, guard your strength as you guard your life, for without strength, you have nothing to defend yourself with. The strategy is simple. Notice energy patterns. How do you feel before the interaction? How do you feel after? If you're consistently drained, you're being fed on. Set time limits. I have 15 minutes. Watch how they maximize extraction in that window. That tells you everything. And recognize one-sided emotional relationships. Real friendships have reciprocity. Real connections fill you up sometimes, not drain you every time. Protect your energy like you protect your life. Because without your energy, you have nothing left to give, not even to yourself. Type 7. The betrayer in waiting. They study your weaknesses while you save them. The 7th type is the most dangerous because they don't just take your help, they gather intelligence. Picture this. You bring someone into your business during a crisis. You give them access to everything. Your strategies, your client lists, your weaknesses, your trade secrets. You trust them because you saved them. They learn, they observe, they ask questions that seem innocent. How do you handle X? Who's your supplier for Y? What would you do if Z happened? You answer honestly, because you're helping them grow, because you believe in them. Then one day, they're gone, and they've taken everything. Your clients, your methods, your people. They didn't just leave, they weaponized every vulnerability you revealed. Here's the truth. Some people use help as reconnaissance. They view your generosity as an opportunity, not to grow, but to study, to collect information, to identify exploitable weaknesses for future use. They're not learning from you, they're learning about you, and the moment they have enough intelligence, they strike. Machiavelli warned, never show a wolf where your sheep sleep, even if the wolf appears tame today. The strategy? Help without revealing core vulnerabilities. Maintain strategic information boundaries, even with those you're helping. Watch if their questions seek wisdom or weaknesses. If they're probing for your breaking points more than your principles, you're being studied, not mentored. Corporate espionage works like this. Send someone in. Let them appear weak, grateful, loyal. Give them time. Let them learn. Then activate. They're not learning from you. They're learning about you. And information is the deadliest weapon they'll ever use against you. Take a breath. Let those 7 types settle in. I know what you're thinking. This sounds ruthless. This sounds cold. This sounds like I'm telling you to abandon compassion entirely. I'm not. Look around you. Look at the world you live in. Do you think these 7 types care about your feelings? Do you think they lose sleep over using you? They don't. They're already playing this game. They're already using these patterns on you. Right now. Today. Someone in your life fits one of these categories, and they're counting on your compassion to keep you blind. You have a choice. You can remain defenseless. You can keep saving people who weaponize your kindness. You can keep hoping that if you just give more, they'll finally appreciate it. Or you can learn the rules. Machiavelli was not evil. He was honest. He looked at human nature and refused to lie about what he saw. These 7 types are not manipulation tactics. They're survival strategies for you, not against the world, but for protection from those who would consume you. When you master this forbidden rule, everything changes. You stop saving people who should save themselves. You stop feeling guilty for having boundaries. You stop losing sleep over those who never lose sleep over you. You become untouchable, not heartless, strategic. You still have compassion, but you aim it at those worthy of it, those who respect it, those who don't weaponize it. These rules are not chains. They are keys. Keys to freedom from toxic obligation. Keys to protecting your energy. Keys to building a life where your kindness is valued, not exploited. The world is designed to make you soft, to make you apologetic, to make you believe that boundaries are selfish, to convince you that saying no makes you a bad person. It's a lie. If you're ready to never be consumed again, hit that subscribe button. Not to support me, but to make a contract with yourself, to signal that you're done being prey, that you're done saving those who should drown, that you're ready to protect yourself with the same energy you used to protect them. Welcome to the Dark Theory, where compassion meets intelligence, and the 7 types finally lose their power over you.